Starting a relationship with someone is never easy, but knowing when to end it is even harder, especially when you have years invested in your partner. It's so easy to make excuses to stay with them, even if you know, deep down, it's not working out. Hi viewers, and welcome back to Bestie. No one actually wants to go through a breakup. It's painful, it takes a long time to recover, and the process can make anyone feel just plain lonely. But if your relationship isn't in a good place, it might be the best thing you can do for each other. There are signs that can help you identify when it's time to call it quits, and in today's video, we'll tell you what they are. From turning to someone else to get what you need, feeling negative around your partner, being obligated to stay with them, being bored when you're with them, to avoiding making plans and more. Watch till the end to learn about all of them. Number 1. You keep taking a break. If you keep breaking up and getting back together again, maybe you need to reassess things. If you're reliving the same fights, it could be a sign that there are some issues you'll never get over. There's obviously a significant reason you're taking these breaks. Eventually, you need to ask yourself if anything has seriously changed, and if not, then it might be time to take a break for good. Do you think it's a good idea to take a break in a relationship? Has it ever worked out for you? We would love to know down below in the comment section. Number 2. You're turning to someone else to get what you need. There's a problem when you're looking to someone else to get certain needs met. And we're not just talking about the physical stuff. Although that counts, of course. Do you always vent about your day to someone else because your partner doesn't want to hear about it? Do you find yourself getting into deep talks with other people because you can't communicate with your one and only? Basically, if you're going outside of your relationship to feel fulfilled or heard on a regular basis, that's a sign that things just aren't where they should be. Number 3. You're afraid to be honest. Ideally, you want to feel totally comfortable around your partner, enough to ask for what you want when you're not getting it. If the thought of discussing this type of thing fills you with dread, that's not a good sign. Do you worry that your partner is going to think you're crazy or over-emotional if you ask for specific things? Do you feel like you can't discuss your true feelings with them? If so, it's time to reconsider. Number 4. You feel negative around your partner regularly. When you're with your partner, you feel disrespected, underappreciated, and frustrated. They also make you feel hurt, insignificant, lonely, invalidated, ashamed, or guilty on a regular basis. And you rarely hear, "I'm sorry." Sure, regular basis is a time frame for you to define. Some people would say it's never okay to be made to feel such things, but hey, we're all human and we all say hurtful or unsupportive things from time to time. If your partner messes up occasionally and responds with remorse, that might not be a reason to call it quits. However, if the feelings I mentioned before are common ones, it's time to end the relationship. Number 5. You feel needy or unreasonable. When you express your needs, sometimes you can't help but feel needy, dramatic, high maintenance, or unreasonable. Much of the time, you even end up apologizing for it. Look, we all have our moments, and we ought to respect that our partners have theirs. We're all imperfect, and some emotions like jealousy, insecurity, and anger can trigger intensely defensive behavior or overreactions. But if you've lost the ability to clearly see that your needs are important, then that's a huge red flag. You have the right to ask for things or express your emotions without being made to feel like you're doing something wrong. If you don't go, your self-esteem will. Number 6. You haven't felt happy for a while. If you can't stop thinking about what life would be like if you weren't in the relationship and you've been feeling down for a while, then that's a warning sign you're craving your freedom. We should only be in relationships if they make us happy and improve our life. Otherwise, we're better off by ourselves. The truth is, if you're bored, stuck, or you just can't seem to engage in the relationship, it might be a sign that it's time to move on. This is especially the case if you can't help imagining how great life would be without your partner. Number 7. You feel obligated to stay. People are more likely to stay in relationships that they've already invested time and effort in. This is similar to an investment phenomenon known as the sunk cost effect. A prior investment leads to continuous investment, even when the decision doesn't make you happy. When it comes to people and relationships, time does not necessarily equal success. People are reluctant to leave an unhappy relationship because they want to reap the rewards of their investment. But simply investing more time in a relationship with someone you love won't fix the problems. If both partners aren't willing to do the work, the relationship probably isn't worth your time. Number 8. Communication feels impossible. It's important to be able to bring things up that bother you without it blowing up into a huge fight. Sometimes you can be so focused on the other person's behavior that you lose sight of your own role and responsibilities. It's important to stay in your own lane and stick with your own feelings and needs without pointing out the other person's behavior. If this feels impossible in your relationship, no matter who might be at fault, it might be time to consider ending it. Just make sure you've really tried to openly discuss everything first. Many relationships end because of poor communication rather than unsolvable issues. Number 9. You're bored in their company. At the beginning of your relationship, your partner's romantic gestures were common and fantastic. Every little indication of their affection would ignite the flame of excitement in you. But now, the honeymoon period is over. Your time together is more about staying in front of the telly rather than romantic meals and walks in the park. While this isn't necessarily time to call it quits, do let them know you need more excitement, even if it's a case of simply making a date at your local restaurant. If they fail to make the effort, then it's time to question just how much this relationship means to each of you. If they aren't interested, then why should you be? Number 10. You avoid making plans. Does the thought of spending extra time with your significant other fill you with dread? Then you need to have a serious relationship overhaul. Being in love should never be a chore. In fact, you should be counting down the days until your next big romantic trip or that quiet evening you've planned together. Finding it hard to get excited about quality time? Try doing something you're both interested in to give your relationship one last shot. If you still want to avoid them afterwards, then it's time to avoid the relationship altogether. Are you confused about whether your relationship is a good one or not? There are signs that can help you understand this. To know what they are, watch this video titled 10 Signs You're in a Healthy Relationship. Now back to signs you need to break up and move on. Number 11. You think things will get better when something else happens. Let me know if these situations sound familiar. You and your partner are having a lot of problems. You're not happy and it feels like your needs aren't being met or you just aren't on the same page. Instead of thinking, maybe this isn't working, you think, things will get better once we move in together, or everything will be fine once they get this new job, or things will be better when we have a kid. The truth is, if things haven't been getting better and you're not actively working to make them better, they probably won't improve just because of a life change. In fact, that life change might make things worse. Number 12. No one supports your relationship. Generally, you and your partner know your relationship best, and you shouldn't rely on what others think when making decisions. But there is an exception. If literally all your friends and family disapprove of your partner, their opinions might be worth listening to. 1 or 2 people may not mean anything, but if everyone seems less than thrilled with your relationship, then there's a good chance there's a legitimate reason behind that. Number 13. You avoid spending one-on-one time together. Maybe your relationship has been deteriorating for a while and you recognize that you rarely spend time together, just the two of you. This could be a sign that your relationship is not in a great place. If the intimacy and bond you once shared is now filled with mutual friends or with solo activities, your relationship may be headed in different directions. It's just a relationship out of convenience instead of out of desire. While these signs may tell you when it's time to end a relationship, it's very important for you to understand when someone might be in love with you or when you might be falling for someone. Find out more by getting to know the 7 signs all men do when they are in love, finding out the 16 clear signs that a woman likes you badly. These 2 videos will surely help you better understand when someone might be falling for you. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. What would be your deal breaker for leaving someone? Let us know in the comment section below.